Boom. Yesterday, I was in a meditation with a particular Pomba Gira, and she told me, you're the only, if you think about this, really think about this, you're the only one that can possibly stop something from manifesting into your life, right? Or from unleashing a version of yourself that you want to unleash. So if you have been trying to cast spells, if you have been trying to maybe Neville Goddard your ass into something, if you have been working your ass off for something and it just seems to be the carrot on the stick, you want to watch this video because I'm going to share with you what I have found to be the three amigos, which invariably, no debate, these three amigos are why you are stopping from whatever it is that you say that you want, that you have been attempting to manifest. So we're going to start with the twin sisters, and then we're going to get to their big brother. The twin sisters that I'm talking about are guilt and shame. Okay? I'm going to explain the difference in case you don't know what the difference is to these. And the big brother is fear. Okay? Fear. Now, I used to think guilt and shame were the same thing, and they are like mirror images of each other. Like I said, they're twin sisters. Okay? Guilt is more action based. Okay? So you feel a certain way about yourself because of something you did or something you didn't do. Shame is on one part, shame is your belief or opinion of what you think people would think about you if they knew this about you. Right? Shame is also more so, I mean, they actually both are, if you think about it. But shame in and of itself is more identity based. So here's an example. And some of the examples I'm using this on is because Valentine's Day is around the corner. It's about a week away. And, you know, I see this shit so much on my timeline. It's crazy. But so here's an example of guilt, action based, right? I shouldn't have cheated with Shango Ray. Action. Shame. I'm such a whore. Right? Right? So you see, one is action based, one is identity based about who you really think you are. But the thing about guilt is the action of something that you did or that you didn't do correlates to who you think you are. So in essence, they're almost like a Siamese twin, you know? And then there's the fear, the big brother, which is invariably at the bottom of everything, which is I'm going to be rejected. People ain't going to accept me. Period. Right? We're hardwired to really connect. I don't care if you're, you know, more of an introvert or something like that. Even still, we are wired to connect, you know, and let's face it, who doesn't want to be accepted? Who doesn't want validation in some form or fashion, right? Now, here are some traits that go with guilt and shame, okay? Embarrassment, humiliation, remorse, self-consciousness. And if you just look at this word, right? Embarrassment, humiliation. You're humiliated. You're embarrassed, right? You feel embarrassed. Or you feel self-conscious, right? What do these have in common? To me, once again, they have something to do with how you think someone's going to think about you and what that means to you. Okay? Because let's take embarrassment, right? I guarantee you, each and every one of you, every single day, does some shit when you're by yourself that you have no problem doing, right? You got no problem doing, but if someone's seen you doing that shit, you'd be embarrassed about that. Okay? There's probably one of you still eats your boogers or some shit like that. I ain't gonna front. That's just disgusting. All right. My sister used to do that. Sorry, sis. But fuck it. I had to use you. Anyways, but these things, I don't care. We're gonna briefly get into just like this. See, the reason I'm bringing this up, on Valentine's Day, we're doing a very powerful ritual to basically just fucking put your sexual magnetism on steroids, right? But in addition to, where we want to go, what we want to do, what, how, where you want to go and what you want to do with this, because you already have sexual magnetism. You just might be using it in a reversed polarity. That's all. All right. These types of things tune you to a reversed polarity. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay. So it pays to do a little investigation in yourself, about yourself. Now, one thing about shame, I'd say both guilt and shame, but shame in particular. Shame thrives in secrecy. I'm going to say that one more time. Shame thrives in secrecy. The first level of secrecy is acknowledging or admitting something to yourself. Maybe you're embarrassed about the way you feel about something, right? So some of the examples I'm going to use are relationships. Like I said, since Valentine's Day is around the corner, there's so many people who claim they want, and I'm sure there's a piece of them that does want a relationship, or maybe you want your husband or a wife or just somebody like more significant that you actually want, that you actually desire, that you want to be crazy about, shit like that, versus just endless options, which you can give a fuck about. We're in a day and age where we all actually have more options because of the technology, because of dating apps, because of that. But it's gotten to be more of a quantity thing over quality. All right. So since, like I said, at the time of this recording, Valentine's Day is around the corner, but please do note, this applies to anything that you are trying to manifest, that you are trying to experience, that you're trying to live, that you're trying to be. You did. So I mentioned a particular Pomba Gira brought this to my attention. And when she did, she told me this specifically, verbatim. She said, "I am the shameless whore." Right? She said it sarcastically, in the sense that the way I interpreted it was, I get what I want. I don't have no shame in my game. Whore, in this case, represented a label that was slapped on her, on this particular one, at the time that she was incarnated here as a human, as a woman. And, we're all under this war of societal programming, which has been weaponized on us, which is meant to disempower us and all this other good shit. But whore was like a woman who was liberated from giving a fuck what people thought about her, in her going for what she wants. If she wants to see several different men, and that's the place that I'm at in my point of life, so what? What you think of me is not going to penetrate me and become my own opinion of myself. I determine that. So, how do we get past the twin sisters and the big brother here? God damn this fucking thing. Well, glad you asked. Okay. Let's keep this very simple. Let's keep this brief. All right. Let's start with something that you do want. If it's a relationship, if it's a particular kind of person. Okay. I'm going to be general here because we could spend like hours on this shit and I don't have that. Okay. Let's just start with something. Doesn't matter what, just something, right? So maybe it's the relationship. Maybe it's a certain level of success or, business, or I don't know what it is for you. Okay. Maybe it's a certain level of physical condition. These things will also stop you from losing weight or having your ideal body. These things will stop you from, being in the state of health that you want to be also. Okay. These things detune your sexual magnetism, or because remember, magnetism pulls, it attracts, but it also repulses. And I've seen this so many times as even in relationships, but actually in anything. It's like, come here, I want you, get away. Come here, I want you, get away. That's exactly what happens. There's a civil war going on inside of you. This is like the fucking fifth time I'm gonna like this shit. This will probably be the last time. God damn. Okay, so pick something. All right. One of the first places you want to start. This is going to be a double-edged sword, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're talking with your subconscious mind, it understands emotion and it understands symbols because the symbols evoke emotion. So yes, we may speak words and things like that, but if you think about it, a word is just a symbol for something. When I say a horse, you automatically get the image. You have the association of what a horse is, right? But the word horse is not that particular creature. It's our symbol for that creature. Okay. So what you want to do is and just all you got to do is just be honest. Nobody has to know this shit. This is your little secret, right? What you want to do is distill why you want something. Just for the sake of this brief exercise, right? So I would write it down because they say writing is the geometry of the soul. All right. So that's why if there's something about getting these thoughts out, right? Sometimes even just admitting the way you feel, because a lot of times we feel either guilty, we feel remorse about something that we're feeling. We feel guilt or shame about something that we're feeling. All right. So saying it could be one way, but writing it is also another powerful way. Imagine your head, right, is like a dryer, right? A washer and a dryer. And the thoughts they just keep going around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Take that shit out the dryer. This is how you take it out the dryer. All right. So find out why you want it. And you want to distill it down to one of the basic human emotions, right? You can even look up what the basic human emotions are. Could be happiness, could be love, could be this, could be that, right? That's what you want to do. All right. It could be, I don't know if worthiness is an emotion or whatever, but so you want to do that. All right. Then you want to start to question, because I guarantee you it's one of these. I guarantee you it's one of these. It's a form of one of these. Guilt, shame, fear. It could be like a little combo. A Siamese twin is when two people are stuck together, right? So I don't know what it is when three are stuck together, but it's one of those. Okay, it's one of them. All right. You want to find what that is. You want to, and writing really actually helps it out more than just verbalizing it. You could also, if you want to, you could try this too. You could just like record it into something. Have a conversation with yourself as if you're discussing this with somebody else, but it's just with you and nobody has to know. so you can be as blatantly honest as you need to, because you got to be brutally honest. What would be called brutally honest. It's not really brutal. It's needed. It's necessarily honest. Okay. So finding where you got the guilt about this shit, right? You hear a lot of people talking about that we stop ourselves because we don't feel worthy. Why don't you feel worthy? Because you feel guilty about something, right? Let's say it's about business or something, right? You're afraid people are going to discover you're not good enough. You're not, what is it? The fuck is the word? Capable enough, right? You want that particular relationship with that somebody who exemplifies, in a lot of ways, probably characteristics that you want to express or that you want to have or that you want to show, that you want to be. But you're afraid if this person gets too close and they see the real you, they're going to reject you. So you push them away. It could be a person, it could be the goal, it could be whatever, but you end up pushing it away. It makes you uncomfortable. And if you're honest with yourself, you know that what I'm saying is the truth. All right. So I'm just giving you some very basic ideas. But the main thing I wanted to do was to kind of put some food for thought in your mind, because on the eve of this great ritual, this is the type of work or kind of thing that you'd want to do before many of your rituals or spells, or just in getting into alignment with what you want to experience next. What's next in your TV show? You're the writer, director, the actor. You're all of that. This is your TV show. So what's on the next episode? Right? Is it going to be more of the same shit? Right? Or you trying to have some new things popping off in your TV show? God damn it. What do you want? Right? What do you really, really want? In doing this, you will also discover that sometimes you're like, why do I really want this? Or was I told that this is what I should want? And if I don't want that, now I feel guilty because once again, you got that ism and schism in you that you feel you should be chasing this. You should be like this. You shouldn't be like that. Fuck all that. What is the real deal? And what do you really want? If you want to take part in the ritual that's going to tune your sexual magnetism, first of all, crank that shit up. That's one thing. Crank it the fuck up. Then you will have the opportunity to tune it exactly where you want to go with what you really want. Okay? You're in the driver's seat. You got the steering wheel. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was that he had the steering wheel. You got the steering wheel. Ain't the universe ain't keeping shit from you. Fucking Jesus ain't keeping shit from you. Allah, Yahweh, fucking Lucifer, got it. I don't care who. No one is keeping anything, nothing. No one, no thing is keeping anything from you but you. That's it. That's it. End of story. That's it. So, as simplistic as this sounds, and if you have any questions, you could ask it in the comment. But like I said, if you want to join this ritual, because one of the things about this ritual is the 2024 Exu Pomba Gira cuff bag. This is also the point of contact in the ritual, but this is the Wi-Fi router that you can use to really tune your shit up as far as sexual magnetism. Sexual magnetism really is that thing that makes the world go round a lot of times. You know, sexual energy is the most creative force, and we're creators. So we need to be in our flow of creation. All right. So this Pomba Gira, Exu Pomba Gira cuff bag is really going to put that shit where it needs to be. All right. It's time, you know, and if love and romance is something that you actually want, but you've been soured because of past, experiences and shit like that, it's time to let that shit go. What do you want to see next in the motherfucking TV show? What is that for you? Not what people think you should, or shouldn't? What do you really, truly want? What are you truly passionate about experiencing next? That's what this is all about. All right. Link in the description. I might post it in the comments. But if you got any questions or you got any comments, do that shit too. All right. This is Shango Ray. Peace.